Hello everyone, Veigar V2 here. Finally, the new patch has come out, the preseason patch, patch 9.23. The start of the new season. There's going to be a lot of changes in this, so bear in mind it might be a long video, but if you're looking to know what's going to happen next season, this is the right place to be, and I suggest you watch it all. We'll quickly read this just to see what Riot is thinking, maybe they write what they're thinking to do with this preseason, and let's see if the changes they do will actually make that happen. Big shakeups to Summoner's Rift, multiple item systems changes, major work to a bunch of keystones, new picks and strategies develop in a world where the map itself changes during the game. Yeah, like that's super cool. Like there's for sure gonna be new champions that are going to be meta strictly because of these map changes. They're gonna get massive buffs because of these changes. From Season 9, the season we just finished, I feel like one of the bigger issues was that the meta wasn't really any different throughout the entire season. I feel like it was always, like, we've always seen Akali, we've always seen Aatrox, like only at the end of the season did Aatrox fade away. There's only these flashy champions and just a bunch of flex picks everywhere. Maybe we'll see some more scaling this season in Season 10 or something. We'll see, we'll find out. All of this we don't care about, the ranked rewards don't matter. So first thing is the dragon change, one of the bigger ones as well. Elemental Rifts. This preseason we're adding more game-to-game variety and opportunities for mastery to Summoner's Rift. Well, what I hope is that they don't add more RNG, because I don't like RNG in a game that is meant to be based around skill. Elemental Rifts don't favor a specific team, so games are still in players' hands regardless of which one takes shape. Alright. After the second elemental drake dies and the third is announced, transformation will trigger. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so it's not just a dragon that changes, the map itself changes. Okay. Yeah, so that's like what I mean, like this kind of things might make other champions, like if I'm playing Veigar, right? If I'm able, like if this means that I'm able to now walk here and here to create shortcuts for myself, that's always really good. And my cage will fit inside pretty much all of this. So that's nice. And it can help a lot of junglers like Xin Zhao and Olaf, which would normally have to walk all the way here or have Hex Flash to try to like walk over walls and stuff. So seeing this kind of changes is cool. Might help you escape versus certain champions as well. That's good. That's super cool. And this might open up more choke points or things like Anivia. And we might see some new team fights happen inside these places. And if you're playing on red side and you want to contest Baron, you have an easy way to do here. And having a pink ward in this bush here, or like in this area here, will be even more valuable now, if this is the case of the map. We'll see on the other changes, but yeah, so the transformation only triggers late into the game then, I guess, or so transformation happens after the second elemental dies. Yeah, so it's not like super early, it's like start of mid game. Still really cool. I like it. It adds freshness it'll be a bit weird to play with when you first start. But yeah, let's see what the Mountain Rift does. It adds extra tight spaces, gives opportunities for big AoE wombos, and creates some interesting new hiding spots with Fog of War. Okay. Well, what I'm assuming is that, yeah, so these two dragons here, they change the bottom side of the map, I guess? Yeah? Yeah. And then the other two change the top side of the map. Okay. What does this one do? Okay, so it adds like rocks here and it forces you to walk around. Or if your champion's like Talon that can jump over them, then that will help you. Champions like Kayn might like this. Like Kayn can now come from like here and then like this. Not like he couldn't do that before, but he would have to go something like that instead. So that's cool. But yeah, like Riot said, like, you know, if you're going here to escape and you don't have an escape over this wall, you're gonna have to walk like this. Like this. For Veigar, that's quite a big nerf. Meanwhile, this one, like where they removed this here and removed this here, that's kind of a buff because it allows you to have more escape routes. While this is more of a nerf because you cannot actually play around this. It's only a buff for you if you're chasing immobile champions and they enter here. But yeah. What about Ocean? What? Okay, so it becomes brushes everywhere that you can hide in for Fog of War. Like Rengar will love this. This is the most broken one so far for me. Because the way vision works. Like, this is only bot side. I don't know what the flowers does. Let me read that again. Hold on. What are the flowers for though? I don't get the flowers. Like here in this bush, what's that for? Like why are there flowers in the fucking bushes? Is that just to show that there's an ocean dragon? They don't have any effect, right? I guess they don't have any effect. Okay. So like the thing here, right, is that if you have this, because you don't need to take the dragon to get it, it's just when it's announced, right? So yeah. The thing as well is that the mountain and the ocean, at least, I mean the mountain and the infernal, from what I can see, only affects top side of the map. At least that's what the pictures are indicating. Maybe it changes on the other side too, but at least this is... Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it should just be top side these two. So these two doesn't actually change anything for the taking dragon. But this one, right? This one will help you get here, but this will also hurt the guys trying to take the ocean as well, because people could be hiding here now. And again, like Riot was writing, it will create more Fog of War plays. For example, if some idiot wards here now, right? They can't be spotted on this side of this bush. So people will still get like cheesed. And you'd be surprised of how many people, even in Challenger and even in Pro Play, how lazy people are with their wards. Like, people, often they just do a lazy ward and it doesn't cover proper things, and this kind of change will punish that even harder. So, I think this is cool. These kind of changes is not that easy to predict what's going to happen with, like, before you've actually played with the changes. As of recording this, the preseason isn't live on EU West, so I can't go and test it out myself. But it's really interesting, and Rengar will benefit a lot from this. This will punish people that are bad at warding. And this bush here especially, this bush here will be crucial for taking ocean. Because now it's like, okay, now you need to ward here, but you also kind of need the dragon to be warded. So then if you use 2 wards here, then you're already a bit fucked because of lack of vision. Then you have these bushes here being scary. So yeah. And the fact that it's only on certain sides of the map makes it even more interesting. The final one, Cloud, let's see. Dodge skill shots or make a swift collapse on your enemies trying to sneak a far away objective. Air currents flow throughout the area around blue and red buffs. I'm really confused if it's only top and bot side. The entire map, probably. Yeah, it should be the entire map. It would be too broken if it's only on half sides. That would be so stupid. So it should be the entire side. And if it's the entire map, that's really crazy. Actually, that's a huge change. This Cloud one seems broken though. Let's see what it does. Yeah. So like these ones, if you walk in these, you get so much movement speed. And this will also catch people off in pro play. Like they want, like, let's say you're doing a rotation, which would normally take like 20 seconds. If you walk like through here, like supports, for example, like people like Hylissang that loves roaming supports, like Pike and stuff. Like if he runs like this now, through this movement speed, he's gonna be there faster. And unless the enemy support is walking from top side, he won't have this benefit as much. Because the blue buff one shouldn't have 2 of these, I think. Should only have 1. From this side, I don't know, it's strange because they don't have all the pictures. Which I think is a bit stupid from them. If it is the entire map. Yeah. That's pretty much it for the dragons. Like, it's gonna change tempo. And just teamfights in the jungle and stuff is gonna be a lot more beneficial for certain comps and a lot worse for others. Zoe with the mountain thing here might get some crazy shit. You know, like Zoe standing here might be able to get a fucking E all over here, you know? Should probably be able to. I don't know. I don't play Zoe enough, but I think it's doable. We'll see. Like these things I will test when the map is live, but it's really cool. We gotta move on though. Side lane. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this. It's irrelevant, whatever how you pronounce it. We're adding 2 new lane, blah blah blah, to the rift, 1 in each side lane. Okay, I don't get why they add shit like this though. Like, shit like this is like, nobody asked for this. They're just desperate for change. But the thing is, so the way creeps work in League, what Riot prevented, is that you can't drag them into the jungle anymore. Now what I was thinking, and something I want to try, is if you're able to drag the creeps somehow into here. Because then you could kind of like store a wave here in some kind of way. It probably isn't possible, but if it is, it might create some cool things, like some cool unique ways of wave management, but at least it sounds interesting a bit. But again, we have the thing about vision, right? If your jungler is here, and then he goes here, he can then hide here behind his wall. And then if somebody has this bush warded, okay? Assuming, again, if they lazy ward, if they ward here, for example, or here, that is not going to show the jungler standing here. You're going to have to ward, like here. And again, a lot of players, they don't do this. So again, like standing like behind this line here is once again a good fog of war play, and then if somebody wards here, right? Like after you've hidden here, then you can still catch that person. So this is mostly for ganking purposes, but for bot lane, I think a lot of supports might be able to abuse this, and it might change a lot of matchups in bot lane. Because certain supports can probably use this as safety. Like, a mage support can probably like hide here and poke this enemy support somehow, and then he can like use this to like block the Nautilus Q, for example. And it offers you some more spacing to like kite and stuff and create distance. So I don't think it's as big as of a change for top lane, but bot lane it's for sure. Not much more to say on that one. All these new brushes, man. Veigar loves this shit. This is so nice for Veigar. Again, like what this is gonna do, Riftkit has to update their shit now because they don't have a bush here. But with there being a bush here, for example, and I believe the bush was here, if you now as a jungler, right, in competitive, in solo queue you don't get covered from dives usually, but in competitive, if the enemy top lane has stacked a wave, right, let's say 2 waves, he stacked 2 waves, and then he crashes it into the turret, and then his top lane, his jungler now comes and they're gonna dive. That jungler now has to be a lot more careful about this bush. So, like now, your jungler can hide here, for example, and then he can go and cover when dive happens, and then he might meet the enemy jungler here. And once again, invades are a lot scarier to do now. Which is nice for me, because I'm playing Veigar and Anivia and stuff in mid lane, and I don't have prio early, so my jungler always gets invaded. But maybe this bush will help him a little bit somehow. You can also hide pink wards in there, and it might create some interesting Baron plays again, like for top side here. Like if you're playing blue side, and you go here, you have a pink here, for example, and a pink here, then you have a lot of cover to then be able to walk into Baron to get vision. And then your pink is also hidden. So that's really cool. Like all these changes are like so new to the game, and it feels a lot fresh. Okay. The big one. The dragon changes. Like what do the new dragons actually do? The first team to slay 4 elemental drakes gains a dragon soul, matching the elemental rift. Elder Dragon begins spawning after one team gains a dragon soul. Only one team can have it. Holy, okay. Alright. So like you can surrender the, like if it goes to late game, because right now Elder Dragon isn't really a thing. I don't even know that Elder Dragon existed in the game. But if next season is gonna last a bit longer, like the games, then giving up a couple early dragons now is no longer just you make their elder stronger, it's you can't even get it. Unless you steal it from them, I think. Yeah. Yeah. So the first team to slay 4 elementals gets a dragon soul, and if you have a dragon soul, then Elder Dragon will begin to spawn. So then that team is gonna have to steal it then to get it. Or maybe they can't even steal it because there's only one team can have it. So it's I don't know. They should have explained it a bit better, but I'm pretty sure like the enemies should be able to steal it. Infernal Soul. Every 3 seconds, your next damaging attack or ability on an enemy unit triggers a small explosion. Okay? Damage to target and nearby enemy. What's the scaling? Not that high AP, so it's not that great for Veigar, but it's better than nothing. The AD scaling is pretty big though. It's every 3 seconds as well, so this is for poking. So, Lethality Varus will love this, Jhin will love it. Like, of course, every champion will love these kind of things, but those kind of poke champions especially adds a bit of AoE to them too. Okay, The thing is, Riot still hasn't added a way to see which dragons are going to be in the game. I think this would add a lot of things to drafting, like seeing which kind of dragons it is that you are going for, like in champ select already. And it would add less of a RNG feel to the game. Because like, if you're playing red side Olaf, you will have easy access to this dragon. And then, if you're gonna hard focus on dragon, then a lot of the time you will lose your top lane. And then it's like, fuck, I just lost my top lane for a fucking double Cloud Drake. And then it feels really bad. So, yeah. If dragons are going to be more impactful, it would be nice to see in champ select which dragons are going to be there. Maybe that would be too broken, maybe people don't like that change, but it's just a suggestion. So that's Infernal. What about Mountain? After not taking damage for 5 seconds, you gain a shield for 225. Okay, no massive scalings, like nothing too crazy. No champion can really abuse this yet. That's what I'm looking for when I'm looking at the scalings. Like, if you see something like 0.4 AP, like that's insane for like Veigar. You know, if you see some insane HP, like this one is at least, this one is better for tanks, this one, than, you know, this one. So like Sion, we love this. Cho'Gath, we love this. But yeah, that shield might be nice versus Pokecoms. It will be pretty big when 5 champions engages into a team fight and they all have the mountain shield on them. Like that's already going to deny like 2000 damage just right off the bat. So like 1.5k 2000 damage based on like the scalings. So that's pretty big. Now do these stack? Like what happens if you get double mountain? Do they just add up on top of each other then? Plus the scalings, or? I guess they just add on top of each other. And an additional bonus on top of Drakes. Okay. Alright. Ocean, dealing damage to enemies heals you for 180. Wait. Dealing damage to enemies heals you for 180. But here, look at the scalings. What the fuck? This is so broken for lane. And then it doesn't even scale bad. What is this? What? There's 90... Like, at least it's not instant, but it's over 3 seconds, so it's basically... But is there a cooldown on this? Dealing damage to enemy. What? The fuck? I'm so confused. Wait, I think I get it now. Wait, yeah, I think I misread. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. The first team to slay 4 elemental gains a Dragon Soul. Yeah, so if you kill 4 elemental drakes, then you get Dragon Soul. And then it matches the elemental rift. And then these are the Dragon Souls then, I guess. I guess that's how it works. Yeah, okay, well then this isn't as nutty, because I was like, what the fuck is this? If you're laning with this, that's so broken. Yeah, well then, who cares about all of this? Like then, all of this is just late game. And maybe Anivia is meta to stall for this, but then again, you're not gonna get dragons early game as an Anivia, so... Yeah, this is not as hyped then, but it's still really big. It's big dragon buff, so like whoever gets this, it's really big. Maybe it adds more macro to the game, like people will actually play for objectives instead of just playing for random shit. Cloud gives movement speed 10%, okay. Get additional 30 movement speed. Like this right here is going to be really good for certain champions. Like things like Olaf, for example, this will be really good for. Veigar, Olaf, Sivir, Veigar even. To get away, it's gonna be like Storm Raider Surge. Okay, here we go. These are the Drake buffs. Yeah, so sorry about this. I misspoke a bit, but my point still stands though. Like, except for this about laning. Because you don't have this in lane, because it's only late game. These ones though, you will be laning with if you get. So right now it is 10. Yeah, it's not too big. It's still great for Veigar to get. It's gonna matter a bit more now, like that your team actually benefits from Infernal. You know, you don't have just a full tank team that gets like 8 AP from it. Like if you have a carry team, that's gonna matter a bit more now. Because before it was like, with this, it was like Infernal is always good. Now it's like, whatever. Wait, what? Extra objectives, yeah, so they're removing that. We're switching mountain. Okay. So you're just gonna make everyone tanky. Alright, okay. So this is carry comps. And this is tank comps. So don't be Nautilus mid, we love this. Holy shit, dude. If you have this much. But remember, you do, like for carries, this doesn't matter as much because you do need HP at some point. Once you have a lot of armor and MR, you need HP to back it up. You can't just sit there 200 armor, 200 MR and think you're tanky. No, you need HP. So yeah. Mana regions removed. Okay, like Riot is saying here, benefits a lot for the resourceless champions. This lasting in combat though, not too sure about. Might change like trade patterns of certain like really close matchups. But still, like nothing too crazy here. Cloud movement speed was powerful, but not all that exciting. I was pretty excited with Cloud Drake, to be honest. It helps my champs out a lot. So let's see, what do they do here? This was before. Triple well out of combat. Ignoring the CDR cap. Now this one is more interesting than everything else, because this is something new. This is like Earth. 10%, not that big of a deal, you know. And again, this is going to change certain matchups, because in certain matchups you can like use your ulti to force their spell, and then you can abuse the fact that your ulti is up 10 seconds before theirs. Like Fizz has a couple of those matchups, like versus Echo. Like now, these kind of things will change some matchups, and later on in the game it will confuse people. Like imagine a Nocturne or a TF or something, right? Or Malphite. They use this ulti, they have, let's say, 3 of these or something. And all of a sudden he has 70% CDR on his fucking ulti, and then it's up 20 seconds after. So, yeah, another thing that people have to play around is this one. You cannot get caught off guard with this. Drake spawn order random. The first 3 drakes are now always 3 unique elements. All drakes will be the same element as the 3rd drake. Okay, so now you can get like Cloud and then Ocean, and that means it's going to be either Mountain or Infernal. So it's less RNG, and then after that it's always going to be Infernal. Alright. They're gonna have to change the Drake timer though for this, because this you need a lot of dragons for this shit to be broken. This was before. Now it also spawns at 5 minutes. 5 minutes respawn until one team has slain 4 dragons. Okay. Yeah, and then the dragon soul elder shit happens, right? Since the elemental drake buffs are a bit weaker, we're dropping the health of the first 2 drakes. The battle over the dragon soul begins heating up after that. So drakes after the first 2 have more health to widen the opportunity for teams to contest it. Okay, so early game is going to be a lot easier to solo dragons. Nice for solo queue. In competitive you don't see this happening as much. Unless it's like, again, like an Olaf with fucking full prio. Then he might just go and solo it, but yeah. Also think Shyvana, with all these dragon changes, maybe we see some Shyvana if, like, with jungle camps spawning faster or something. We'll go into that as well, but if that's the case, maybe we will see some more Shyvana. Maybe. It's really useless champ though in high tier of competitive play, because this champ doesn't really do much. It just helps getting dragons, but then Olaf does that, and also does other things. But we'll see, just thinking out loud. Elder Dragon. Up until now, Elder Dragon massively favored the team that was already ahead due to scaling with Drake stacks, and in super long game itself. We're removing that scaling to make room for power that's equally rewarding whether you are pressing a lead or making a comeback. Okay, so we're gonna ignore everything that got fucking removed. The burn damage is still here. Yeah, and it scales with game time. Okay, good. Elder's new mechanics and execute. I haven't started reading this, but Munka S? What? Elder's new mechanic is an execute, sharpening its identity as the endgame teamfighting buff. What the fuck? Note that the 20% threshold looks higher than it is in practice. I mean, Riot, I'm gonna press Veigar ult on somebody late game and it's going to bring them down to like 15% or 20%, and then they're gonna insta die, and then they're gonna complain about my champion. Karthus is going to get fucking pentakill with this. Like, I play a lot of Karthus and Veigar, and I can tell you, if I have this, you are dead. At least they can Sonya's, it seems. Yeah. This is a bit Munka-esque, because, like, people know their limits, kind of, even in late game team fights, and then all of a sudden now you're gonna have to factor in this. And 20% is a bit, like, I get what Riot is saying, right? Like, what they're saying is, like, let's say you're using Caitlyn auto, right, and you're ulting, very rarely will that guy that you're ulted live with 500 HP compared to 300 that he would actually take. So yeah, I get what they're saying here, but I can see people complaining about this because it feels really unfair when you played a 40-minute game, then all of a sudden you just get insta-executed. Because there's gonna be some champs that can really make this look really stupid, and 2 of my champions, I can for sure tell you that this will look really stupid with. Huh. Okay. This is scary shit. It's also gonna help late game assassins too. And of course, yes, you can still Sonya's it, but yeah. Well, it's long enough for attacking teams to gain real advantages of coordinated power plays, but not so long that attackers come out ahead if they're passively. Okay. So before it was buff duration was 150 seconds, lost on death. Now it's 180, so 30 seconds more, still lost on death. This is still nerf to Veigar and Anivia and stuff. These champions are already struggling to hold. Like, even in gold, people are 1-3-1ing with Baron buff. Like, it's really insane. So now having to hold for 3 minutes instead of this, it's gonna really suck. Considering how AoE champs, unless you rise, can quite struggle clearing Baron and then moving back and forth. So personally, I don't like this. Like, of course, for competitive, like, and coaching and stuff, this is good. Like, you're gonna get Baron, then you want to win the game, right? Like, that's how League is meant to be. But as myself, I don't like playing against this. So I'm a bit biased, but yeah. In a complete stomp, the earliest Elder can spawn is 26 minutes, plus time spent in combat with the Drakes. Possible for Elder to never spawn. Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, the game still has to last for quite a while for Elder to be a thing. So, that's why I'm not too worried about those things. Baron buff. We're standardizing the duration of Elder to 3 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. I was when I was reading this, I was like, wait, but I'm pretty sure Baron lasts longer than this, you know, when I was first reading this. So now when I read this makes sense. They were just lazy once again. Like, Baron had this before, and now Baron is shorter. So I like this. Never mind, I changed my opinion. I like this. Thank you. Easier to stall. Nice. But visuals, this shows like the... Yeah. It shows like the dragon shits. Okay. Top lane influence. Alright. I think top lane was a bit fine because all the champs there was broken the entire season. Like Aurelia, Kennen, Vladimir, Akali, blah blah blah, Aatrox. I think top lane was better now than what it has been a little bit before. Because then you had to play useless champs there. Now you could play champs that could 1v9. But okay, what are they doing here? Herald spawns 2 minutes earlier. Okay, again, this is going to change macro and competitive. Right now, very basic thing is that at 9 minutes, teams start communicating, okay, how do we want to play for Herald? Do we want to swap? Do we want to send bot lane top to gank? Do we want to swap top and bot? Do we want to keep laning? What do we do? Now, with this spawning 2 minutes earlier, like this is saying, top lane influence. Because 8 minutes, if teams has to start preparing at 7 minutes to start swapping bot to top, that is then not as viable anymore. Because 7, 8 minutes is really early into the game. A lot of the time when in pro play, when they're swapping for Herald, they haven't even taken bot turret yet. So, if you're a good top laner and they start swapping here in competitive, you could be looking to even kill them at this point. Especially if they are getting through with the solo EXP buffs. So respawn. Wait, it can spawn twice? Wait, what? It can spawn twice? Or what are they saying? Thank you, because on some champs I couldn't even pop the eye. Yeah, letting a respawn was. Yeah, okay, so it can respawn. Interesting. Okay, I agree with this. I think it was a bit stupid how you could sit and wait like a fucking minute and still get it. Wait, what? The channel is now only 1 second? So now you can't even counter it anymore. Like now people can place it like idiots. What? I don't like shit like this because I feel like if they are lazy and place it greedy, they should be punished for it. I don't like like when Riot makes it so you can play lazy League of Legends. Like now this guy can just put Herald in front of my fucking turret like a moron. And it's less skillful, you don't need to time it with the wave anymore as well. And think 4 seconds ahead. That's a bit unskilled. Holy fuck, what? Whatever, interesting Herald changes. Solo XP, okay, this is a big one, let's see. So these numbers might sound small, but remember this is every wave. These two, right, are every single wave, every minute that dies, you're gonna get more EXP. So once you've, you know, been 10 waves solo, right, that's a huge amount of EXP difference. Cannon gets an entire 1 extra. Shared EXP goes down. Okay, so what this will mean, mid lane will be even more skillful to play because you're gonna have supports coming there even more now. What's going to happen now in bot lane is gonna be more mages. We're gonna have more mages that are there solo farming, just clearing, getting huge EXP, and then having supports that have valuable kit with low levels. So pretty much League of Legends in high elo right now is like that already. But yeah, I mean, it's good because what this can also do is you can have, I can imagine you can draft like a comp where you have a hyper carry, AD carry, that stands bot lane alone and just sits there and farm like every other wave solo, while instead of roaming, the support and jungler are like shadowing them, allowing them to hyperscale, so some kind of funnel in a way. And then if the enemy bot lane lanes 2v2 still, they will keep getting hurt by this. Because one of this is going up and the other is going down. Right, so like if you're solo, right? If you're solo, you're gonna get more, and then the guys 2v2ing, they're gonna get less. So yeah, mages like Syndra that are really safe in 1v2, srry really safe in 1v2, they will love this shit. And roaming supports like Pyke, right, they will also love this. What about turret plating? Yes, God bless, thank you, because I don't like it when my jungler is an ape and does some stupid shit and then I lose 3 plates, 4 plates in mid for no reason. So, thank you. Range region decreased. Okay, this is punishing bad players. This is a buff for Kassadin. I go Door and Shield on Kassadin start a lot in mid lane. Oh, misclicked, my bad. I go it a lot on Kassadin in mid lane. So this getting buffed is nice. Another big change, jungle. Removed catch-up EXP. Jungle items no longer grant additional EXP on monster kill if you're behind in levels. Good. 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 Nice. Because the way I jungle, right, is I jungle because I'm not good at piloting the champs in League. I'm just good at like playing the game in terms of being smarter than the enemy. So like, let's say the enemy jungler, right, is a fucking moron and he like goes red and then he goes level 2 gank, right? If that means that I, for example, free quadrant him, right? Like I take this jungle, right? Let's say I get all of this, right? He has 12 CS because he gets 4 here, 4 here, and 4 here, right? So 12 CS, and if he gets crab, he has 16. If I now take his entire jungle and he's leveled down, he can no longer catch up through farming, and with jungle camps spawning faster and me having the timer on his camps, I can now just keep out clearing him while in a way being in a split map position where I'm still playing for top and mid. So this is really nice because right now if you're Xin Zhao and you're behind, you can basically just farm up the jungle that you got counter jungled and then you're back into the game. It's really fucking stupid. So this is super nice, good change. Small camp respawns from 3 minutes, I mean not 3 minutes, my bad, 2.5 minutes to 2 minutes, okay? So now you take Raptors at 405 and then it's going to be up at 605. Simple timing. Junglers should do this in competitive too because it's an easy way to set up for plays in the future and get small leads. If your team had vision of a small camp when it was killed, you'll see a respawn. Okay, that's really unskilled. That's really unskilled. Just forget everything that I just said. Supports and junglers, what I was going to say is you should be timing camps in competitive so you guys can play around it, but hey, guess what, now you have this. This is so unskilled. Again, that's the thing about lazy League of Legends that I don't like when Riot adds things like this. This is so unskilled. Like, what's the next? We have timers for flash and stuff too? Like, this is really unskilled. And it's so unfun for enemy jungler to play versus 2, because now everyone knows your camp is about to fucking respawn. Without even need to time it. This is really unskilled. That's so sad. I don't like that at all. That's really dumb, right? Yeah. Less XP, but they spawn faster. Yeah. Less XP here. Actually? Wait. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's more balanced out. It's more evened out. It's fine. Lethality 80 increased, blackout removed. Alright, sure. Good. That's buffing my Shaco mid. Alright, small little buff there. Okay. These items are still dirt cheap though. Holy shit, all the lethality items are getting buffed. Why? They're all so cheap. New item. Poggers. Okay, new item. Now we're talking about something interesting. 3000 gold. Build path, lethality with lifesteal. Attack damage 15, nothing too much. Lethality 10, lifesteal 15%. That's a lot of Munka has lifesteal. Now the issue is, who on lethality would like lifesteal? First off, I'm thinking Jace. Jace would like it for side laning and poking. Well, near one or fewer visible enemy champions can 8 lethality. Holy Munka S, this is a Jace item, no? This is a fucking Jace item. This is a fucking I'm gonna split push and kill you Jace item. Interesting. Nothing I can abuse here though, but I'm thinking Jace when I see this. Like, I'm thinking Jace. Maybe Shaco. Shaco and Jace. Like, the thing on Zed and Talon, you wouldn't want these things. What about this one? 2.4k, dirt cheap. Another so cheap lethality items. Why are they all so cheap, man? Serrated Dirk, Longsword, holy shit, that's an easy build path, okay. 50, 12 cooldown as well. What? When spotted by enemy. Okay. So if you're playing Zed and Talon, you would want this now. And you'd want this, and you'd want this, and you'd want this. And that's gonna put you 30 CDR, right? Yeah. So you don't need shit like that cleaver. Holy fuck, and you get so much lethality. What? Okay, at least they're nerfing this. Okay, god. Nice, that's nice. Because what Dirk Spike did for assassins, I don't agree with at all. Because this right here is, like, this little spike here was just unnecessary to add. Because already, shit like Talon and Zed could start Longsword, and then they would have to base at 750 gold to get Dirk. Meanwhile, the mage who's against them either want 1.3k gold for Lost Chapter or Seekers 1.1k gold, right? Which is both way higher than what this is. So then, a lot of cases, the Zed and stuff could just base and even lose a wave and still have it be worth because they get Dirk and the other mage doesn't get anything good. So this being less of a spike, I'm fine with. That's good. Support items. We're about to round this up, we're gonna go a bit faster. Support items still have tiers. 400 gold starting items, earn gold, blah blah blah. Increase stats. farming more than 20 CS per 5 minutes. 3 out of 10 waves. Thank you, right? Reduces gold from minions by 50%. The penalty increases with 30 CS. Okay. Wait. So this is... The question is, does this happen only... Wait. The question is, does this impact Sona Tariq and Senna Tom Kench and Garen Yumi, these kind of things? Like, is this before any kind of tiers or whatever you want to call this are finished? Or is it before that? Or is it even after? Because if it's after, then Sona Tariq and shit is dead. You're gonna have to, well, it's not dead, but you have to start Dorn String and shit. So it's kind of dead. So we'll see. Something we're gonna have to try. Okay, less damage. Support's less broken, good. Yeah, then it gets upgraded. Yeah, so it gets upgraded for free basically. You don't need to spend your gold from it. It's just a quest. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Is this a new item? Relic shield. Like, all of this seems to be very, like, standard. It's the same thing. Pretty much. Okay, what's this? Yeah, it's basically a different version of... Yeah, it's a different version of Relic now. Coin is dead. Rest in peace, Coin. Shrelia, heal and shield power. Health higher. Cost less? Cost less. AP removed. Okay, so it's gone for Vladimir. Actually, by the way, Ardent Sensor and stuff works on Vladimir. Like, the stats are really good. And this heal and shield works with Vladimir's healing. So, even though it lost this... Let's see how much this is. 1000 range, 40 bonus. Yeah. So I don't know, we might test this on Vladimir, but losing the APM stuff obviously sucks, but yeah. This item will work on Vladimir. It might not be good, but it works. Like, it will improve your healing and stuff and give you CDR. And it being dirt cheap, it might be something to try. Just thinking out loud. Storm Racer. Nothing too crazy. Like basically high or slow, but I'm gonna queue up on my main, by the way. While I'm doing this, because I wanna play. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is really good for Tryndamere. This is so good for Tryndamere. Might be, yeah. Tryndamere, Yasuo will love this. Like, you might... actually... I don't know the item's crit chances right in my head right now, but I'm pretty sure Tryndamere gets 100% from this. And some other shit. I know that. And I think he did before as well. It's for sure big for Yasuo. Because for Yasuo, this isn't 5, this is 10. So for Yasuo, this is really good. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Nice, so Yasuo Tryndamere will love this. Of course, every AD carry will love it, but especially those two. Remove items, God bless. Thank you, get out. This I'm really sad about. I used to play Sessedrot, even on Veigar, with Glacial Augment and Ingenious Hunter. You could have two Sessedrots at the same time. And I used to go this on Anivia a lot. So this being gone, it's really sucks, because nobody really builds it, and there's some unique things you can do with it. So that really sucks, man. That's a bit sad. Rip this. Rip this as well, man. That's really sad, man. Sorry, Darius. What about me, man? Sorry, Darius. More like sorry, Marius. Man, I played Anivia with this item. It's so good. And Singed as well. Like, this got removed because it was so disgustingly broken. But why do you remove this? Just because some idiots don't build this? That makes no sense. Like, what does it hurt them for? That's fucking sad, man. Runes, remove Klepto, thank you. It's so disgusting to play versus this shit. Like, the enemy is playing with that rune, and then I no longer want to trade with them. Because even if I win the trade, they still get called. So thank you. Okay, I've heard a lot about this rune. This will be interesting. Periodically gain a single use of another random keystone. Once a keystone is rolled, well, is it RNG? Is it random or what? It can't be rolled again. I guess you can choose which keystone then. Can't like spell it. At which point the table resets. Gain a new keystone. 8 to 4 seconds. 12 to 18 for ranged. Okay, I guess this rune is... Hold on. Oh, what do we have? Forgiven on our team, guys. Interesting. We're gonna ban Draven here.
Draven out.
Hold on, guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna give him 80, whatever. I know he plays a lot of support. You can't get Klepto from this, right? Yeah, it's completely gone. Available keystone, yeah. Only... Okay, so good. Because I was gonna say, like, if you can't get shit like Aftershock... Yeah, like, these things, like, if you get Predator, you don't have boots, and you get Aftershock and you don't have it, this rune would suck. But since you can only get it on certain champs, that's nice. That's nice. That's good. Good by Riot. Okay, so people can see, so you can't cheese. Because with Spellbook you can cheese Ignite because it only shows in the chat and not everyone looks chat, so... yeah. I don't know. This rune I will do a lot of testing with because I'm sure I can find a champion that can use this. And it's gonna be champions that don't really have a keystone right now, so things like Singed. I'm just gonna pick Veigar, he can choose where he wants to go. So yeah, Singed might like this. But then again, he has spellbooks, so he can change spellbooks as well. And Singed wouldn't like this, he wouldn't like this. Right? He would kind of like this. This he already uses, this he uses. Right? So it's really weird. Really weird rune. So, yeah, we will see. Man, we'll see, it's hard to tell. Conquer no longer converts 8% of damage against champions to true damage. So we stack 10. Holy shit, look at this. 8 seconds for melee, 3 seconds for range, to 8 seconds for everyone. So for range, this might be really good. There's 1 per ability hit, or is it 2 per ability hit? Or 1 per range. Yeah, so for range, they still stack it a bit less. But the question is, for Corky, does this count as each E that's still damage, or that's one E? I'm gonna do my runes. We have Blitzcrank. We are going to kill these people. Yeah, I think Corky might look to use this. Now that Klepto's gone as well. Aftershock. Flat resistance decreased. More bonus. Nice, it has been bugged entire season. Nice, good job. Okay. This is a bit sad because this, like, there was windows in bot lane where you could bait Aftershock and then trade Aftershock cooldown. Now this is a bit harder to do. Present is updated. 20% mana or energy. Right. And increase rank mana by 100 up to 500. And increasing energy, that's a cool mechanic. So Rice might like this. Kinda. You might like this. More damage, more shit for Rice. That's cool. Nimbus Cloak.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, so that's pretty much a dragon. No longer is double stacked iron, who cares? That's pretty much it. Perfect for my game as well. So what do I think? Well, like, it's a long video, it's a long patch. So what my initial thoughts is that this, like, map turn, like here for example, like I could be able to walk through here later on in the game. Right? It being a rock here and stuff, all of these things will change. And it will turn some champions into better jungle fighters, and some comps might be built around kind of like the dragons that are currently in their game. Like, you might change your playstyle, etc. So it's really weird. I think the new keystone might be interesting for certain champions, but it's hard to find champions that will enjoy all of those keystones, right? So at least I say a couple of my thoughts and some ideas that I have. So I hope you guys like it. I have to focus on my solo queue game now. So we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.